What's up, guys? Tech Tom here. So today in this video, I'm going to be doing a review of two sick-ass phones together. So it's a comparison. What's poppin'? Later, guys. Yo, what's up, guys? So today in this video, I'm doing a review, like I said, of basically both devices. So we're comparing them. Yeah, so just kind of go through the default apps. On the right, you can easily tell which ones are the default apps because they're the Bumblebee theme. As you can see, the giant box. I got the Transformers edition of the RedMagic 8S Pro Plus. I apologize about the focus of the cameras. It was not my intention. The Fold has a horrific time focusing, and that was incredibly irritating. So, but yeah. So as you can see, I have it in maintenance mode, which is a mode where you can essentially just put it in, and people can't access your files and stuff. I said this in another video, but yeah, that focus is gonna drive me crazy. And hopefully you guys aren't dying from that like I am. But yeah, I wanted to go show you guys some customization features. On the left, you can see the only thing that I'm really noticing for customization is the wallpapers. There are live wallpapers on the left. You can also go in and you can change the grid up on the home screen. But other than that, there's really not much for the S23 Ultra. We'll show you guys that in a second on what I mean. Yeah, you have the video wallpapers, you have the graphical wallpapers. You can also go and there's a store, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, and then on the right you have super wallpapers. So what these are essentially video games you can actually put on your home screen, which is really, really cool because the games are actually pretty fun. And I have mentioned this before in a review, but if you guys have not seen that and like to see more in depth on just customization, everything like that for each device, go to the full reviews for each device where I go into every single setting for each one. But right here I wanted to show you just really quickly just the game. I was looking for a empty screen, but yeah, oh goodness, we already lost. It's all good, boys. Yeah, so we were able to set the live wallpaper, of course. I was like, oh cool. And then I also noticed you can click that clock thing and all that, and then yeah, you can change up the clock and all that. There's a pretty cool chalk theme I actually find pretty dope. And then there's more. Obviously there's the Transformers Bumblebee edition one. Samsung needs to get their shit together. This is horrific. Don't get a Fold if you're looking for a camera. This is pissing me off. Yeah, I'll show you guys the different widgets. You get some random ones that you'd only get on the RedMagic phone, obviously, but two, there are some ones that are custom to the Chinese variant of this phone. And yeah, of course, there's the classic ones, but you can always get new ones. There's just about a million. So yeah, I just still like that optimized thing. That was pretty sweet. And then of course on the left we have the display being a WQHD display. I switch it on later because I want to show you guys what it looks like for each phone when it pops on the default settings. So by default you're going to see a full HD display. You can change the settings, but I wanted it to be pretty even in terms of just display quality, to see kind of like, you know, what do these phones both look like if they have the same resolution, which one is actually better looking, because you know, there's an obvious factor where, you know, if it's a WQHD display, you know, it's pretty obvious which one's better, but you know, which one actually looks better when it's the same resolution. Is it the same or does one look better than the other? And that's kind of what I wanted to do. So right here you have the different you know, page transitions, which are pretty freaking sweet, man. Yeah, I was just trying to zoom in to get you guys a little bit more of a clear view. But yeah, I really do like the Transformers themed phone. I think it's really fantastic. I think on the right, the RedMagic 8S Pro does offer more personalization issues out of the box, but you can obviously just go and download a launcher and make it literally everything you want because it's Android. Both phones are Android, and yeah. There's the, you know, 5x6, 5x5, 4x6, 4x5 on the left, and you only have two options, 4x6 and 5x6 on the right. So obviously, in terms of home grid settings, the S23 Ultra does have the advantage. But I mean, on the right, you can literally play games on your home screen. So that's something that's just super unique that I thought was awesome. I mean, if you're just sitting there bored as crap and then you have to click into a game, personally, I would never do it because it would drain my battery. But it is a really cool thing, and they're kind of pushing the market a little bit. But yeah, so I wanted to go into some home screen settings to show you guys just the rest. They have all the basic settings. The only thing I did not see on one of them, there is one setting that's different, but basically they are all the same. If you're wondering what Zboard is essentially that extended home screen thing where you have Google, you know, and you select to the left and all that. It's the Chinese variant of that. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys just in depth more of the personalization settings, starting with the animation speed. You can do this in the developer options as well, but doubling this up with developer options is unmatched. Okay, so you have that. Of course, the color and shape, you can change it to like I actually end up changing it to a teardrop, which is pretty freaking sweet. You can change up the colored themed. That came with Android 13. And I just thought that was a very cool feature. And then, of course, you can change the, wait for it, guys, font. There we go. Yeah, so you can change up the size of it and the thickness or whatever. So, yeah. And, of course, I switched back to just the default of what I like. But, yeah, then we have the app icons. Later on, we're doing the light strip setting. So it doesn't show right here, but I actually end up going into the other thing. So, yeah. On the back, of course, you have the LED lights, which are the B127, the RedMagic, and the NB. Those all light up, and you can customize it right here. So there's the different light settings. You have all these different kind of fun customizations, which I think are fantastic. I really do enjoy the Bumblebee theme as well. Everybody does have some mixed opinions on it, but I just saw that. I was like, man, these Transformer Edition phones are looking fresh. Of course, they can't be replicated, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So if you want to get your hands on the yellow version of this, you can go to giztop.com right now. And yeah, it should be good for you to go. I'm hoping it's still there, but it is limited edition, so go and get it while you can. But yeah, so you have the notification, incoming calls, you have all that stuff. You know what I mean? You can just change it up, and it's really useful, especially when you have your phone down. It acts as a LED flash. Of course it is, but back in the day when you had like a message or something, you didn't really have to rely on it always on display. There was just an LED flash at the top that would just kind of light up and blink and all that stuff. So yeah. Yeah. So the next thing we're seeing is the lock screen wallpaper, my guy. I was for some reason confused. I don't know what's going on, honestly. Also, so lock screen wallpaper when screen on. Swipe left to the lock screen wallpaper screen. That wallpaper when screen on if the switch is off. That's weird. I don't know. By swiping it like on the dark display, what? Yeah, that was really bothering me, guys. This focus was driving me freaking crazy. Yeah, but you can always count on this Samsung phone for fantastic video stabilizations for sure. Focus stabilization, I suppose. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I kind of just clicked into it by accident, but I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I scrolled over a little more and I found this B1 where he's like kicking and I'm like, bah, let's go. I thought this was tight. But this freaking bug, bro. This shit's flying around. Shouldn't do that. Yeah, so obviously there's the different themed things right here. Of course, if I didn't have the Bumblebee one, I'd be picking Black Hole. I feel like Black Hole is the coolest looking one besides the Bumblebee one. I wanted to keep it consistent with that theme. So when I go to this phone, every single time I'm getting this unique experience because I bought this phone edition. And yeah, I also thought that live wallpaper was just like the coolest thing ever, man. Yeah, so of course we have more of these settings and wallpapers and things like that. Of course, I was trying to show some more things. We've already been in this menu, but that's okay. Familiarizing you guys with the phone you might get if you value this phone over the RedMagic AS Pro Plus, because it is down to the wire with this, my guys. We're going to show you some more awesome things coming up. So if you are ready for the freaking sick free thing coming up, I don't even remember what it is. Oh yeah, the camera. Boom. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, the camera looks a little bit better in person. It's hard to focus on a camera through a camera. Like there's a camera looking at something, and then you're focusing on the camera looking at something. It's kind of throws it off a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, like the still shooter, if you are good, so what I would recommend is going to pro mode. But like, look, people say it's a bad camera. That's not a bad camera, bro. It looks good. It's not the best. I mean, the lens could be better and things like that. And there's a million different things that could be better. Like, for instance, that doesn't look too good, but I also think it's because of the focus of the phone behind it. But I mean, it's okay. It's full HD 30 or whatever. But honestly, guys, in real world use, I like it for still photos, but that's about it. But if I only had this phone, I wouldn't hate it when recording. I just would figure out a workaround any kind of weird kinks or anything that kind of seemed a bit weird. See, it's clear. It's just kind of has some weird glare, but yeah, you can zoom in super far and it looks good. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot you can do with it. I was trying to see how far I could zoom in on the E. And it seems that is not as far. Wow. Yeah. See, there's a lot to zoom in on, guys. You can get very, very in depth with what you are looking at, which I think is really cool. Definitely a nice thing. I don't know how you can call it a bad camera. Like people see this and they're like, well, this is the entire experience of the camera. I mean, maybe just like, I don't know. Like if you're going to get this phone, don't get it for the photos. This is not the phone for photos. It's not bad on the back. People have this whack idea, man. Like, people just don't understand how times have changed with phones. They're expected to have a 50 megapixel camera. 50 megapixels, guys. Huge sensor. It's going to take you a lot of light. It's going to be a good photo, so do not worry, guys. I do not want you guys obsessing or hyper-focusing on the wrong things when you're buying a phone. That's why I always emphasize these things. Send your boy a DM, dude. Dingus Malinga, dude. Yes, as you can see, we have that 20 times zoom looking fresh, my guys. That's what's freaking up. Yeah, so, you got that portrait video is looking good too. And yeah, it's pretty much what's going on. Yeah, you got that front facing again, but this time we are on the Samsung phone, which is good. And obviously, they're both looking good, but I would obviously say the Samsung one is just a better camera overall. So if you're looking for a better balanced camera, you're going to want to go with the S23 Ultra. That's the winner for the camera by far. It's not like the thing on the right being the 8S Pro Plus is a slouch, but I mean, it has the same camera as last year. They really didn't do much. And yeah, it's a good camera, guys. It doesn't look like the best through here. It looks kind of grainy and whatever, but just because the focusing on the just garbage. Honestly, it's ass. I do not like the camera already on the Fold, and I'm literally not going to record with it again. In some circumstances, it's okay, but and honestly, I'm almost positive they could release a few updates and fix this, because I think it's a software focusing issue. Or it's just rapidly trying to focus on a million different things instead of realizing what the focal point is, which is that's one thing I'm not a big fan of. I don't know too much about phones, but yeah, so you have the full high definition. Also, it's not on WQHD Plus with the display, so things are not going to look as high quality or crisp as they will when you switch that on. I do switch it on later in the video, but yeah, and we have full high definition here, but I just wanted to show you guys. Actually, this is actually worse. That's about 720p per 30 frames per second. But guys, even 10 something years ago, I found that, just something like 720p was a quality sought after in a camera, and then 1080p was nuts. And you know what I mean? So it's like, guys, 8K recording on any phone is going to be badass. So don't worry, guys. All right. But I wouldn't say go with the S23 Ultra, because pretty much every video that I've made recently has been on actually in the last year. Ever since I got the S23 Ultra, I've been using it to record. So every video you see on random phones that the S23 Ultra is not in, it is recorded by this phone. So this phone is a straight up powerhouse, and it is going to be the best experience you're going to get. To be honest, there's nothing really that parallels it. But yeah, I wanted to go and show you guys some of these, special features essentially that each phone has. Over here we have the S Pen. This is something you do not get on that. I don't even think there's stylus support on the one on the right, but you have some other features that we will discuss in a second. But yeah, there are some things you can do with the pad, like you can do screen write, which I think is really useful. Live messages, AR Doodle, translates, you have Smart Select, things like that. I really like it just for starting and stopping video, because it makes it very easy. I think that is probably the best part about it. But if you are an artist or someone who's creative, or you just want to jot something down quick, I really enjoy this for the, actually using the stylus to sign something. It's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. When you have to sign something and you just pop that bitch open and pop the pound, you're like, bam. You know what I'm saying? You sign, you get that official signature looking sick. You don't have to do your finger and have this bad signature like everybody else who's got that peasant phone, which is not this phone. The 8S Pro is pretty sick too. But my point is, you are a peasant. You do not have a stylus to sign your name. It is 2023, boys. We got to get with it. You got to get on that stylus game. You're not really a peasant, but you are a peasant if you got that iPhone, bro. You got to switch up. Time to switch it up, boys. We got two phones right in front of you that are better than the iPhone. Get rid of that trash. You want to. But yeah, the pen is sick. So look at all those actions or whatever for that. And yeah, it's pretty freaking sick, my guy. Yeah, and then as you can see, record a little video. And yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's really, really awesome. I think it's such a cool feature, especially when you're taking pictures with your family or pictures of friends or something like I do. Set your phone up and then boom. And then we are back over here. So the special features on here are really unmatched by the S23 Ultra. I mean, this thing has a under-display camera for one. You're going to see that little green thing when there's an ambient display. But other than that, under-display camera. Number one, sacrifice quality, but not a big deal. So you have that. And then I don't know what I'm trying to show you here, to be honest. Yeah, okay, I was going for the Switch to show you guys Game Center, where you have all these freaking optimization features. You pretty much just pimp your game out. It's like the pimp my ride of phones, bro. Like, you go from the friggin' Honda Civic on the left to the motherfucking Ferrari on the right. All right, more like the Rolls Royce on the left. but we got the Ferrari on the right. We got the Bugatti on the right. We got the F1 car on the right because this thing is a motherfucking speed beast, my guy. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm doing a very good job of focusing the camera up. That really it doesn't focus, and I pretty much just grow impatient. But yeah, what you can do with this beast, guys, is you can go ahead and check the back, as you can see. So those features we switched on earlier, right? We turned on one of those being the way it pulses and the color, and look, it's on there. It shows the 3 of them. And there's a fan on the back that has an LED lit up experience as well. And yeah, I was looking for that fan right here. Did not find it, unfortunately. But that is just okay. Of course, you got your cool toggles and stuff, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool. There's like a lot going on. Apologies about that focus. I'm sure you guys are being driven up a wall right now. Hopefully I'm entertaining you in the meantime while this camera decides to while we're waiting for this camera to get its crap together, just like me waiting to get my sentences together. Yeah, so we have the wonderful RuneScape, the classic game. Boys, we got the fan. Of course, it's looking dirty as shit in there, but that's because I pretty much keep it on the ground next to my bed. But damn, it's pretty dirty in there, I'm not gonna lie. Yikes. But yeah, if you want to clean that, everyone's been asking for a video. I still haven't bought the can, so I apologize for that. But take the compressed air can, put the straw in it, and push it up against there and blow that thing out, bro. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, and obviously if you don't put your phone under your bed, where there's a bunch of dust, you're gonna be fine. But yeah, I think it's also just slapping the case on and off, and honestly, who knows? But yeah, so we have Diablo mode, there's eco mode, all that stuff from before. Sorry if you're seeing double. I really tried to get this to focus and it literally would not. There we go. We have a little bit more focus. But yeah, so 3.36 gigahertz and the 719 megahertz GPU. This is not something that is going to be consistent on the Samsung phone because you do not have an option to actually lock the processor out. You only have the option to do kind of like a rise mode on the S23 Ultra, which pretty much just makes this thing the beast that it is. Another thing we have right here is the GPU and CPU customization, where you can actually do atherscopic filtering, anti-aliasing. You can do, and those basically just double and triple and quadruple and times 16 your graphics to make it look beastly, mega. Yeah, so you have control over graphics in games that other phones will not let you have. Just wanted to close out of that real quick and show you guys a little bit of that trigger action. What am I talking about, guys? What kind of action are we talking about, boys? You're talking about the double trigger action up top, my guy. We have the one on the left. You are not going to see it just yet. I don't know what I'm thinking about here, but I am thinking of something. Very inquisitive thought going on here. That's for sure. But yeah, we are clicking right into, wait for it, guys. We're almost there. Boom. Nope, not PUBG. Call of Duty. There we go. You guys almost thought I was going to go on PUBG. No. We're not going into PUBG, boys. Yep, so we got that quick download. As you can see, like, dude, this is those fast read-write speeds of that new freaking CPU, and actually just the UFS 4.1 storage. You'll come up with those read-write speeds that are top freaking notch, guys. Unparalleled, unmatched. Yeah, we skipped it, though, because I was like, you know what, we should skip to the game. Yeah, I had to do a little thing, too. You're going to see a little bit more downloading because I had to download it, and we're going to go through a little bit of the menu settings and stuff. Keep in mind, I did not, just like a recent update, I'm pretty sure that's what was going on with the maps. Have not touched this game in a minute, just been playing the other game, as you can see. But yeah, obviously this phone is a good time, and it is absolutely worth it for playing games like this or playing Warzone. If you want to see a Warzone mobile gameplay on this phone, I do have one where I go ahead and do that. Yeah, so this little Metropolis thing seems kind of cool. You know, it's a new map and everything like that. I'm pretty much trying to start it. There we go. We are out here, boys, and we ended up starting it. What's freaking good, my guys? Yeah, so there they are, the triggers on the left and right. It's kind of hard to see because the chassis on the phone being like the side and everything. The bezel, chassis, all these words that I'm totally referring to when I'm talking about. The side of the phone, they have two triggers, and you can map them in the game, and then it'll translate to basically you having an extra button on your phone that the other people don't have, so you already have an advantage over them because there is also a super fast touch response for those. There's a higher touch response on those triggers than most displays right now. The actual display response on the S23 Ultra, I think, is around 500, and so this one being a 540 hertz response, you actually do have a faster response than someone playing on the S23 Ultra. So, already got that. It is too subtle for the human eye to notice, but it is better to have the advantage. Also, with the touch latency response, guys, we have a 960 hertz touch latency response. Being higher, the better. And I don't know how that makes sense because you would think it'd be less of them that would be better, but I honestly, I don't know, but so yeah, we're pew-pewing. I don't remember exactly what point we are at or what's going on because the video pretty much screwed up, so hopefully it kind of gets in sync eventually or whatever. So yeah, okay, so we're a little bit past. There we go. Okay, so overall this is a really cool map though. I really enjoyed this map. I think the developers did a fantastic job on this freaking map, my guys. I do have it on low settings because I wanted a high frame rate. This actually does have the 120 frames per second capability. I know a lot of y'all wanted the FPS on it. I have a video where I do a gameplay on this phone, and then if you check in the comments, I actually have a screen recording of the FPS, and it stays around 119 to 121. And so yeah, if you're a frame rate junkie, you really like to know everything that is going on, or essentially you want it for proof, there is your proof for sure. I got a sliding man. What's going on there? That's a bit interesting. That's for sure. For sure, my guy. For sure. Yeah, of course, we're slinging in the kills. We're crushing it. We're killing it, boys. That's what's popping. It is a solid freaking gameplay going on right now. You know, we have that tiki gun from the last season. Now it's a glitch. I think what they did is actually just turned that. This is that new future city thing. So it's pretty cool. They actually made a map we can play on. I think it's a good idea. Giving us a taste of that future, or that dystopian style future within this game. I think it's freaking clutch, and they did a fantastic job, my guys, for sure. Of course, we got the Fury kill. Of course, we're crushing it. And so, if you're wondering how the haptic feedback buttons feel, up top, it feels like if you've ever gotten those like LED light things where you can, oh my gosh, you can press like it's like a remote, and you can change like the colors, and it's a light strip that goes around the wall and stuff. It feels like those buttons on those remotes. Very flush to the surface and kind of clicky, but yeah, it's pretty much what it feels like. Of course, minus the clicky part, but that's pretty much what it feels like. It's as close to a button as it could be without being a button, but it's flush enough to where you don't notice it. That's the best way I can describe it. I personally really enjoy it. I think it's great. It does take a bit of getting used to, of course, but I think it's pretty awesome, to be honest. So yeah, another thing you get with the glorious phone, if you get the Bumblebee edition, you get a fan that attached to a magnet cooler. But interestingly enough, I got kind of tired of it because it was actually feeling very heavy, so I took that off. I took the case off as well. The case was nice, but it does hinder performance, so be careful with a case because it maintains heat more than something else would. But yeah, I had to turn the lights on, boy. So we're gonna get to some gameplay on the S23 Ultra, my guys. We're gonna get some gameplay going. Gonna take a second, dude. So we got that Nuketown Special Forces going on right now, guys. Feeling like I'm a part of the Special Forces as well with how this video recording has gone so far. Yikes. Yeah, we got the M4, the classic starter. If you're just starting out, this is gun you're gonna get. This is the starting gameplay. I don't have anything downloaded. There's no like, high quality graphics, of course, to prioritize the frames per second. But I also don't have an option right here because it is the beginning to turn on any kind of setting where I get the highest frame rate. It is on high, but it's not on ultra, so we don't get the top frame rate. I don't know if this thing does 120. I think it does 90 though, or close to it. Maybe just 60. I don't really know exactly the FPS that this thing can hit, but the sensitivity is so low that I probably wouldn't even notice if it was higher or lower anyway, because the sensitivity does not dictate the frames per second, but it definitely enhances the experience when considering gameplay. Turning left and right is pretty important. Yeah, we got a little Pred missile. I just think we're playing versus either noobs or bots. Of course, this is kind of the first experience. They want to give you like a good first experience. I think them forcing you through the tutorial is pretty freaking annoying. There should be an option to skip the tutorial, to be honest. I think that the fact that they don't have that is pretty freaking annoying. It's for sure. Boom, so we got the Ultra, and we are out here crushing it. That's for sure. As you can see, great aiming on my part. Pretty phenomenal. Just about as good as it gets by far. So no worries there.
Enemy contact.
Boom. We got some kills. We crushing it. We out here. We destroying it with the S23 Ultra, the classic setup. So real quick, and I've had this phone for a minute. I've had this since the 8 Pro. So this thing is a little bit beat down, but overall it's really good. And it looks like there's like a curve on the screen, of course, near the edge. You might think it affects your phone. It barely affects it, to be honest. It's actually pretty great. But if you're looking for overall all-rounder, I'd say the S23 Ultra. If I were to pick a winner myself, I would completely pick the S23 Ultra just for a phone. For gaming, of course, you can go through with the wonderful 8S Pro Plus, but if you are not really into gaming and you're more into just a overall solid phone, it's going to get a lot of updates, a lot of software support that feels solid. That is a great overall phone. The Samsung phone is the one for you. It is really just probably the most solid, Android phone with the skin that is out there. It's literally second place to Google's stock firmware. It's a little bit boring, so this one's a little bit better, but yeah. I wanted to go to some YouTube Premium. We got some guy, Christian Waco. I don't know who this guy is, but good for him. Getting his, RuneScape gameplay going. Your boy is out here cutting some freaking wood. He's chopping. He's crushing it. He's killing it. He's got that motherfucking hair flow. What's poppin', boys?
Continue collecting logs, and I might work on some combat experience as well.
I don't know if he's playing Iron Man or not.
Might do a little bit of
it's cool. He's got some 720p stuff. The dude's got the classic stash. I was looking for a 2160p video being 4K. Probably end up looking at mine anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, pretty sure. And keep in mind, this is full HD. I just didn't turn it away, but I do switch it to WQHD in a second, so we will see some better screen quality, that's for sure. But yeah, we have some sniping gameplay.
This Filipino dude, I don't even know his name, but he
there we go. Boom. 2160 my guys. There's your boy right there in the Red Sox shirt and the glasses. We out here.
It's like, bro, dude, he's like,
we out here.
He goes of like Samsung
watching myself play
like,
a gameplay as I'm watching myself play. This is like phoneception, my guys. It's pretty crazy.
If you tried an Android, like a high-end Samsung phone, if you're an Apple fanboy, you can't sit here and say it's not a good phone. You know what I mean? It is one of the smoothest.
Also, pro tip: do not watch a video through on Adobe. Dude, that thing sucks up your RAM. It literally being very annoying. Hopefully I don't get that awesome orb on the screen as much as possible. The orb being literally but here it is. See, switched over to WQHD. I don't know why they don't have that there by default, but maybe it's because people always complain about battery life. I'm at a loss because I feel like people don't even switch it over and realize that their screen could look better. But yeah, either way, I was looking for more to do on the phone. I was like, wow, there's not much more to do on the phone. Yeah, they're basic phones. Like, you know what I mean? There's some more features on this one as well, but which one is better? That's obviously the question. It's hard to tell. It really just depends on what you want. What do you want out of the phone? If I were to pick one that I had to choose to, if I could only have one phone for 6 years, I would choose the S23 Ultra. Software support one, but in terms of just hardware longevity, and I don't know if I don't have to deal with any phone vents getting dust in there, slowing the phone down. My new After Effects intro. Hopefully, you guys probably saw in the beginning. As I'm gonna throw it in the beginning, and yeah, it's a classic, my guy. Yeah, we got the full review of the Fold, and I've literally not picked up these two phones in this review right now. I've not touched them. Ever since I got the Fold, bro, I've been hooked to that display. Like, that big display, bro, untouchable by anything else, man. Like, the battery isn't as good, but it's still decent. And, bro, I mean, if I were to recommend a phone to you, get the fucking Fold. This thing is so sick. Easily the best out of all of them. My favorite by far. Like, these candy bar phones, I'm like, it ruined these phones for me. Before I had the Fold, I was like, man, gaming all day on the RedMagic. It's cool stuff, and like phone experience on here. Whoa. Sorry about that flashing. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I was getting a little bit more video for you guys. I kind of wanted to show you guys just what everything looks like when you're running through it very quickly. You get that, I'll put the full review on here, and then
How's it going, guys?
I think Dylan's still playing in the background, maybe not. But yeah, we also have a awesome bit of software that allows me to pretty much condense the video to only when I'm talking, so you guys aren't going to get any pauses anymore, which I think is fantastic. So, yeah, you guys are going to hear me talk every 2 seconds, but hopefully that's enough for you. I had to adjust the camera and stuff. I don't know, I mean, I feel like this is like pretty normal, right? Seeing a phone sitting around, so no big deal. But yeah, as you can see, both phones are looking pretty good. I mean, they both sound good, they both look good, like they're both high quality. They're both HD displays. The one on the bottom obviously way better for media content, even if you can't see the punch out on the left. Like, look at how videos that are top of the line display on phones, okay? So they don't even stretch to the aspect ratio of the screen. So when you're watching a video, if you've noticed, those don't even come into factor immediately until you zoom in, okay? And if you're zooming in, you're already giving up quality, and honestly, that would be my focus. I'd be way more focused on that versus anything else. But the camera, punch out thing is not a big deal. It looks like a big deal if you've watched this 100 times. You're like, man, I want a display where it's flat. Like, dude, these phones are so big and the screens are so giant that like you're not even gonna notice it. So I just would not be worried about it at all. Like, do not worry. Yeah, I wanted to do so. And you guys get to see some app downloads. It's obviously my own speeds of things, but you get to see just kind of how like a high speed internet connection functions with downloading apps and things like that. And and the phones are great, man. They they open apps fast, they run fast. The thing is, with phones today, guys, you're not going to get a slouch if you spend money on it. That's the reality of it. You can look at comparisons of these phones all freaking day, man. You can watch a bunch of videos. You could have, well, I don't know which one to choose. Like, what I'm saying? I know you're looking for me to make that decision for you, but at the end of the day, nobody can make that decision for you, man. You got to press the trigger on one of them. You got to pull that purchase trigger on one of them. And which one are you looking for? You're looking for the $1,200 phone that comes with the fan, the case, the giant charger, the Transformers theme, or are you looking for the phone that just goes with the phone and a cord? But it is a quality phone with a better looking display. You can just tell overall the WQHD display is just a much better experience personally. But like, look, I mean, they scroll so fast, you're not even gonna really like these things are so fast, man. Like, don't even worry. So you are gonna get better battery on the right, but it also depends on what you're doing. Because I tried to open that up, but clearly did not work out in my favor. It's all good though. No worries, my guy.
Alrighty, I'll
Yep, so now we're going to switch between videos rapidly. Which one starts up faster? Well, seems like on the right, we're moving a little faster. I don't know if it's because I don't really know what speed is affecting what. You kind of get what I'm saying? Kind of botched the sentence a little bit, but I feel like you might understand what I am saying.
What would you get? Ever since this is when you PvP. As you'll know, the wilderness finally got a much needed update, and new monsters were added to the wilderness. Callisto, Vario. Yesterday, Jagex released a much needed bounty update. I've done many videos where I trick peekers for the bank,
so we had to hit that pause.
Never done
what I'm saying? You gotta clear that out. You can clear out these pretty quickly. They both are obviously Androids, so they're both gonna have that 3-button toggle. What's up, guys? How's it going? Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, how'd it going?